Hi, I'm Josh Plowman, and this is your Maine Real Estate Minute. One of the most stressful parts of selling your home is the time between going on the market and getting an acceptable offer. That window can be exhausting. You're trying to keep the house clean, you're dealing with kids, pets, work schedules, dinner, laundry, and just real life. And then a showing request comes in at an inconvenient time. It's very easy to think, can they just come tomorrow? And sometimes they can. But sellers need to understand something important. When your home is actively for sale, we want as many qualified buyers through the door as possible, especially early on. The buyer who wants to see it tonight may be the buyer who writes the offer. The buyer who can only come during their lunch break may be the one who has been waiting for your exact type of home. The buyer coming from out of town may only have one shot to see it. So when you turn down a showing, you're not just moving an appointment. You may be missing the buyer for your home. Now, I'm not saying you have to be unrealistic or live unrealistically or say yes to every single showing request, no matter what's going on. But your mindset during the active listing period should be make the home as easy to show as reasonably possible, because the hardest stretch is usually before you have an offer. Once the home goes under contract, the amount of times it needs to be available drops dramatically. At that point, you may have the home inspection, the appraisal, the final walkthrough. Maybe there are a couple other follow-up appointments depending on the property. But it is nothing like the open-ended showing period where buyers are coming through and you're waiting for someone to buy your home. That is why showing access is part of the strategy, because buyers are comparing your home to other homes they can actually go see. If one house is easy to schedule and another one has limited showing windows, no evening availability, limited weekend availability, and a lot of restrictions that can affect activity, and activity is what creates opportunity. The best thing a seller can do is plan for that first week or two. Have a system. Know where the pets are going. Have a quick cleanup routine. Keep the counters clear. Have a laundry basket ready for the last minute stuff. Talk through the showing plan before you list, not after the requests start coming in. Because when you're prepared for showings, they feel less disruptive. Still inconvenient sometimes, yes, but less chaotic. And remember, the goal is not to keep your house available forever. The goal is to get the right buyer through the door, create the right offer, and move from active listing to under contract. That is when things usually calm down. So if you're selling, try not to look at every showing as an interruption. Look at it as a chance to shorten the most stressful part of the process. The more qualified buyers we can get through the home, the better chance we have of finding the one who is ready to make an acceptable offer. If you're thinking about selling and want help building a showing plan before your home hits the market, reach out. I'd be happy to walk you through it.